Yeah.
When he's not at work, he's not.
She's having, one of her kids is having trouble in school.
I'm sure he's dead.
Yeah, like losing your dad, it was kind of out of the blue, but we knew about 6 weeks before that he was even sick. Anyway, so she's got her own stuff on her plate, and this isn't, 911, but
What is up, George?
It is.
Nothing, man.
Right. No, it
It's
is.
dangerous.
It's just like,
No, that's
like
great.
normal. It takes one to give them the whole.
Chilling.
Getting your last golf games done for the year?
Everybody just wants to be.
Did what?
Getting your last golf games done for the year?
Let's just get this house
I
sorted.
hope it ain't like
Right, it
going
doesn't take
till
that long.
December.
No.
We golf until December.
Dan?
Try to get a pen here.
Till it starts snowing.
Yeah, anything under 50, I'm usually out. I'm kind of a weasel that.
Kind of a little crowded or busy. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the DeKalb Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for this Monday, October 4th, 2021. I will start with a roll call, if I may.
Becker. O'Flaherty.
Here.
McMahon. Here. Pena Graham.
Here.
Stoker.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
Chair Maxwell.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I will ask if there's any additions or deletions to the approval of the agenda for this evening. If not, I'll ask for a motion.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Wright,
Second.
seconded by Stoker. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. We'll go to the approval of the minutes for September 7th, 2021. If there are any additions or deletions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will ask for a motion to approve. Don't be shy, guys.
So moved.
So moved by Pena Graham, seconded.
I'll second it.
Seconded by O'Flaherty. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. This is the public participation portion of the program. If there's anyone wishing to speak to anything that is not on the agenda this evening, you may step forward. I'll take that as a no. New business. We have a public hearing, a petition by the City of DeKalb for the text amendments to Chapter 23, excuse me, Unified Development Ordinance of the Municipal Code to add a definition for automobile detailing, to add, automobile detailing to the list of permitted uses in the LC Light Commercial District, GC General Commercial District, and the LI Light Industrial District, and to add automobile detailing to the CBD Central Business District as a special use. In addition, the proposed amendments would add car washes as a permitted use in the LI District and modify the use of service facilities in the LC district to allow minor service vehicles. I believe we have a presentation by the city.
Yes, thanks, Chair. As you read, several amendments to the UDO regarding, kind of prompted by a business wanting to locate on Sycamore Road in a site zone general commercial auto detailing business. And the UDO is kind of silent on that, or actually doesn't list auto detailing. The car wash was the most similar one. And of course, car washes are can be quite different with some of them have the conveyor system and people going through those a little more of an impact than an auto detailing, which is usually pretty small, everything inside. So we took a look at instead of having them do a special use, which is required in the GC, we'd do some text amendments to kind of clean that up, get a definition for auto detailing, added some zoning districts. We added car wash to another one, and also they plan to do some minor vehicle service, or particularly some window tinting. So we're going to propose to amend the service facilities definition to add minor vehicle services in. So just going through the amendments per the memo there. So we created a definition for auto detailing. That's a cleaning, polishing, waxing, hand washing, interior and exterior of automobiles, passenger vehicles by employees. So we kind of added that in there. That kind of makes it unique. But excluding car washes and vehicle service facilities as defined in the ordinance. So make sure it's separate from those two uses. So where do we add that? Well, light commercial district, we propose to add that as a permitted use. That automatically adds it as a permitted in the GC district, so. And then the light industrial district, that has a few auto-related uses in there. So we thought auto detailing and car washes should be added there too as a permitted use. It meets the intent of that district. Central Business District, actually the car washes is a listed prohibited use there, but auto detailing being quite a bit different. We thought that would be appropriate as a special use because it could probably fit in at some locations. Of course, with the special use, it would be a hearing in front of the commission, so you'd have additional feedback. We actually have one, I believe just one, auto detailing in the Central Business District, next to Lovell's Discount Tires in that building. And when Lovell's came in a couple years ago to do a plan development to expand their services, we added that auto detailing in their plan development ordinance. So there's one in downtown and can fit in if it's the right location. So we suggest it be a special use in the Central Business District. And then finally, modifying the use service facilities in the LC District. There's a term in there that has service facilities. Several examples are given, hair salons, locksmiths, et cetera. Like to add minor vehicle services not included under vehicle service facilities in that district. So that would allow something like window tinting as a permitted use, and they wouldn't have to go through special use for that. So those are the proposed amendments. Recommend approval. There's a sample motion there. Exhibit A lists all the specific changes. We do have in the audience, if there's any questions related to auto detailing or something, the proposed owners of the business, Michaela Catone and Kyle Shook. Chad Bemis, property owner, wasn't able to come, but if there's any general questions on those types of uses, we're not talking about a site or anything, just
Sure.
amendments to the UDO. So that's
Okay.
all. Thanks.
And if there is anyone that would like to speak to this, you can step forward now. State your name and address. If not, we'll close the public hearing and open it to comments and questions from the commission.
Oh, Chad was here, is that Chad? Yes. Oh, sorry. So you come in at the end.
I think it's pretty straightforward.
I think so too, and I'm glad it's included, that we can do this for you. It's perfectly logical, and as you had said, we already have one downtown as it is now, so I think it's a good extension of the use of the area. Glad to see a business move in, always. Does anybody else have any questions, comments? Okay, if not, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Oh, the recommending, do you have the recommendation?
Yeah, sure, I can read this. Based on the submitted petition and testimony presented, I move the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend to the City Council approval of text amendments to the Unified Development Ordinance regarding auto detailing, car washes, and service facilities as indicated in Exhibit A of this report.
That I'll ask for a roll call.
I need a second on that.
Oh, I'm sorry, second by Mr. Wright. I'm jumping ahead. Roll call, please.
Becker. O'Flaherty.
Yes.
McMahon.
Yes.
Pena Graham.
Yes.
Stoker.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Chair Maxwell.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Congratulations. We wish you the best of luck.
I'm so here,
The second item on the agenda this evening is a public hearing, a petition by Adam Hart requesting a variance to Article 7.06 of the Unified Development Ordinance to allow a 6-foot-high privacy fence to encroach into the front yard along Haitian Boulevard, and approval of the other such variance of relief as required to accommodate the proposed request on the property located at 133 Gurler Street. And if you'd like to, you could state your name and address.
My name is Adam Hart. I live at 133 Gurler Street here in town.
Thank you. And did you have any comments that you wanted to make? Or?
Yeah, so I just wanted to go over the proposal real quick, and I have some pictures here as well. First one here, you can see the property, an aerial view. I wanted to touch on kind of the few, I mean, you guys probably already know this, but the the general purpose of the regulation to begin with and how the proposal, my proposed variance, kind of stays in harmony with that. So I believe the first was that it could potentially impair adequate light or air to adjacent properties. You can see here the fence on the left, or I believe it's green, I can't see it very well, but the red part actually is already allowable, so it's an angled fence that's allowable towards the sidewalk, and there's actually a giant oak tree right there presenting a hardship, and then it meets the sidewalk about 3/4 of the way down the yard. The blue is the total fence where it would be, and I think that's light blue on the left is the part that the variance would affect. So the back part, where it butts up against the next property, is the only part that could potentially affect the air and light, and that can already be 6 feet, so it doesn't really have any effect in that regard. The second point for this regulation was increased congestion on public roads. I don't see any way this could affect congestion, and it's actually a dead-end road too there on Haish, so again, no effect, I believe. Third point was increased danger of fire or danger to public. Fence would be made with pressure-treated wood, weather-resistant wood, no greater safety effects than any other fence in the area. Fourth was potential diminishment of property values. I think it would actually have the opposite effect of increasing property value in the area. There was also already an existing fence in this exact location. It was also 6 feet high. It was kind of an older fence, and it didn't go down to the 42-inch regulation, so it was kind of falling apart. So rebuilding that fence, which was my intent, I think could only improve the area. That's kind of my plan and the purpose of rebuilding it. And then the fifth point was any impairment for public health, safety, comfort, morals, or welfare. And I think, again, it would have the opposite effect. I mean, nothing significant, but it couldn't impair any of those, and I think only improve them. But yeah, additionally, there's a giant 170-year-old oak tree directly in line with the allowable fence. So my proposed variance would go around that on the left side next to the sidewalk. And then it meets the allowable fence about, 3/4 of the way back in the yard. Additionally, my neighbor has the same exact lot size. And I think Dan had said normally corner lots are a little bit wider, but my yard is actually the same exact size. So it would affect me greater, and they don't actually have that same regulation since it doesn't abut up a street. And if I put it behind the tree, I would lose, a good 25% of my yard. So I would like permission to be able to put it around the tree, right next to the sidewalk. I think it could only make things better, improve the neighborhood, beautify the area, maybe even increase property values of the adjacent properties. That's pretty much all I got, though. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Adam. If there's anybody else that would like to speak to this, otherwise we'll...
Oh, actually, I have a few more pictures
Oh, okay.
of the yard. So this is the southwest corner. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Southwest corner of the yard, you can kind of see where I'd started the excavation in the planning stages. This is from the intersection, so you can see it's pretty far set back. It wouldn't affect anyone's vision from any lane, basically. From any angle, from any lane of traffic. It's not going to get in anyone's way or block their view of other traffic. This is the tree, so that red line is the allowable fence line, and you can see it goes directly through the center of that 170-year-old oak tree. This is kind of an example of the type of fence I want to build, and another example of kind of how it looks. And that's a view from the rear of the property, so you can see the property behind me. And that area in the back there is already allowable to be 6 feet. So, and they also have a tree in their front yard, so I don't believe it would affect any vision from their house to the street or vice versa. And that's a picture of the existing fence that was there from Google Maps. So it would be in the same place, just better. And this is also that existing fence. I think this might have actually been the previous fence before that, back in like 2009. But you can see it's kind of in the same location. And yeah, that's all I've got.
Okay. And comment?
So, Adam did a good job explaining what's being requested. In your staff report, kind of lays out the background, which Adam went through. Just a few things. That's the site on a corner lot, Haish and Gerler Street. It's a little closer view. So what's required is, this probably shows it the best, but applicant wants to extend the fence straight from the corner of the house over the sidewalk and then straight north along the sidewalk to connect up here. So being a corner lot, the ordinance allows privacy fences. If you get anything over 3 feet, they can't be in the front yard. So there's 2 front yards here, Haish and Gerler Street. So they were advised that the closest they can get is just take a straight line from the edge of the house, straight north, and it would end up in this location here you see in the red line. Of course, that runs right into this oak tree, which is shown here in the green circle. They could also just stay parallel with the sidewalk, go from the edge of the house all the way back to the rear property line. They lose about 20% of their usable lot area. So with a corner lot, there's some restrictions, and it's to avoid any type of visibility problems that would cause, particularly to the lot to the north. But the applicant wished to keep the proposed location, 6-foot-high fence. They had one up before. I think it was only a 5-foot open fence. I don't know if it was 6 feet.
I think it was 6 feet, but it
Was
was
6 feet? Okay.
50% open.
That's the exhibit showing where the fence they want to put up. And as Adam showed, you can see here so the fence would go from the edge of the house out to the sidewalk and then straight along there. Here's that oak tree that would be in the way if you ran it allowed per the ordinance, would run right into it. From the corner lot, you can see off of Gerler, the visibility really wouldn't be blocked, actually. That shows where the fence could go and run right into the oak tree, which is about 170 years old based on the size provided by Adam. So a very old one and in good shape. And this looks south on Haish, showing the tree that would be lost if they built it per the code. And this is a home just north of it, and this tree is actually on their property. So you can see the visibility wouldn't really be blocked. There's a large tree there anyway. And they could put the fence up on a part of next to their lot, pretty much what's being proposed. This is a previous fence showing it was an open fence, and prior to 2009, the city did allow for corner lots fences over up to 6 feet, open or privacy, on the side of the lot that did not have the driveway access, so that was allowed. Then after 2009, we restrict the corner lots, to 3 feet high privacy or 4 foot high open. So anything at 6 foot would have to meet those, can't be in the front yard. So this was a legal non-conforming fence that was up before. It's removed now. That's another view of it. So, looking at the findings of fact for a variance, which Adam went through, we look at could they still get a reasonable return on the property, putting the fence up per the code? Yes, they could put one up per the code, but they lose 20% of the usable lot. The lot directly to the east of it is the same shape. Now, these lots were created a long time ago in the 1890s, so this is a very old subdivision. They weren't thinking about corner lots and fences back then. So, but it's true, if they put a fence up, they could go lot line to lot line here. So they would have a larger fenced area than this lot here, which is the same size, dimension, and shape. And all the other lots, there's quite a variety out there. It's different shapes and sizes of lots. So, so we feel they made that requirement. Is there exceptional conditions of the property? Yes, the lot's very old, 1890s. There's if they built the fence per the code, go right through an oak tree on the site that's 170 years old. And they would lose about 20% of their lot area if they did that. It's a dead-end street. It's very narrow. So there's very limited traffic on that. So they do have a kind of unique hardship based on the shape of the lot, other lots, the fact that if a fence was put up where it was allowed, it would require the removal of a large oak tree. Other conditions, looking at, I think these are kind of getting repeated, but basically based on the, shape of the lot, I think it's unique. The visibility to this home to the north should not really be interfered with. You can kind of see it here. This tree here is actually on the neighbor's lot. So as you drive north on Haish, with the fence up here, you're not going to have really much of a visibility issue with that home. It's going to be pretty much partially blocked now with that tree. We did receive a couple of comments, letters in support. One was from Gregory Clark, owner of 203, 3.5 Girdler Street. That's right across the street. That's right here. Indicating they have no objection to the fence. Also, we received a response form from Betty and Mark Van Tassel of 311 Haish, noting support of the variance request, indicating they feel that the proposed fence should not impede traffic or cause any safety issues. 311 is located right here. So 2 neighbors did not object to it. So we would recommend approval. There's a sample motion in your packet with variances. The decision lies with the commission. This is not a recommendation. This is approval or denial. So you have that right per the UDO where the commission makes decisions on the variance. So the sample motion is written as a motion to approve. It's not a recommendation. So, and approves the variance and with the exhibit shown here that shows the exact location where he'd like to put it. Any questions? Certainly happy to answer them myself or Mr. Hart.
Thank you. I assume that if there's anyone that wanted to speak to this, come forward.
I just want to say it's Adam's dad and.
Could you come up?
Can you come up to the podium, please?
Get you on tape, yeah.
Oh no.
If you could just state your name and address.
Hi, my name is Robert Hart. Dad's dad. I live at 280 Bentgrass Circle, DeKalb.
Thank you.
And I kind of helped Adam clear everything off, and people came up, neighbors asked us what we were doing. We were told them what we were planning on doing, and almost everyone we spoke to offered support, and they thought it would beautify the neighborhood. They liked the idea. There wasn't anyone that was opposed to the idea. They really liked it, in fact, and they offered a lot of support.
Great.
That's all I had to say.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
If there's no other comments, I will close the public hearing and open it up to questions and comments from the commission.
I have a question. Was one of the lots behind your house, was that one of the ones that burned down?
Yes, actually, I spoke with one of the neighbors. She mentioned that one. I think it was close to the train tracks.
My best friend lives behind you, was the house.
Oh,
behind
really?
you, yeah.
Yeah, she mentioned that lot, and I think they rebuilt it, right? Or
No, they
remodeled
tore it down, and now they're like, the person across the street owns it, and I think that they're building a garden.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Right
oh,
here.
that's where the garden is,
Right
yes.
The Van Tassels own it, the ones who sent in the response
Oh.
form.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, when you said that I was gonna increase value, I think you're absolutely right, because I'm a realtor, everybody has dogs or kids, and I read your note about your dog, so that's a great idea.
Yeah,
So I
that-
think
that's part of it.
it's gonna look really pretty over there with that fence, I think, it's gonna help
Thank
a
you. I
lot.
appreciate that.
I agree. I think the only people that are going to be disappointed are the dogs on that walking path, missing out on your tree.
That's a huge selling point.
Any other comments, questions? If not, I will ask for someone to make a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion. Based on the submitted petition, testimony presented, and findings of fact, I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission approve a variance to Article 7.06, fences, of the Unified Development Ordinance to allow a 6-foot-high privacy fence to encroach into the front yard along Haish Boulevard for the property located at 133 Gurler Street, as shown on the site plan dated September 30th, labeled as Exhibit A.
So moved by O'Flaherty. May I get a second?
Second.
Second by Stoker. Can I get a roll call, please?
Becker, O'Flaherty,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Pena Graham,
Yes.
Stoker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Chair Maxwell.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Congratulations, Adam.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Happy digging. So I believe we have a staff report.
Yeah, not much. Next Planning and Zoning Commission scheduled is October 18th. There's no hearings, so unless we get a plan in of some sort, not requiring hearing, they'll be canceled. If we do have it, it'll be at the police department,
Okay.
the 18th. Next one after that's November 1st. And on your desk tonight, it is to give a little history of past action you took. So this is 216 North First Street. I think most of you are on the commission maybe at that time, except for a few. This shows a before and after. There was a variance for a detached garage to enclose on the setback next to an alley, if you recall. They had completed the underneath of the old garage. It was becoming unsafe and unsightly, so they just finished up the work. Nice siding on there, even kept the hayloft doors on there.
Yeah, it turned out nice.
So it looked really
It's beautiful.
nice. And backs up to a public parking lot and really looks good. So
Yeah.
thought I'd just share that with the commission.
Very nice.
Very nice.
That's all.
Okay, if there's nothing else, then I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Wright,
I second.
seconded by Flaherty. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Every time I think about that night.